Today I'm going to be talking to you about 3 ways to support the mitochondria in order to address fatigue. And I'll tell you what a mitochondria is. Our cells make up our tissues, and our tissues make up our organs, and our organs make up our organ systems. And the function of an organ system depends on the integrated activity of its organs. So for example, the digestive system organs, they cooperate together to process the food. So as you see, it does start with the cell, right? Because you start with the cell and then you have your systems, right? So our cells have something called mitochondria. And mitochondria is, I want you to think about it as the powerhouse. Like without a mitochondria, like you're like this. Like you're so fatigued and you're so tired, right? So we need the health of the mitochondria. And they are the fuel of the cell. They're the ones that give you the energy, right? So however, the mitochondria can get damaged. So let me know if you know what a mitochondria is, if you've heard about it. And the mitochondria is so important to be healthy. And however, the mitochondria can get unhealthy. Hence, when the mitochondria is not healthy, when the mitochondria is not functioning well, your cells are not functioning well. And just like how I explained at the beginning, we start with cells and then we go down all the way to organs and then organ systems, right? So those can get affected as well. So that's why we start with the actual foundation, right? Which is the cells and the mitochondria. So I'm going to tell you first, how do you know that you have an issue with mitochondria? And then at the end, I'm going to explain to you 3 ways that you can support the mitochondria. Of course, we have more ways to do that. However, I'm not going to overwhelm you. So again, let's address, how do you know that you have a mitochondria issue, a problem with your mitochondria? First, if you have chronic fatigue and tiredness, meaning no matter what you try, you're drinking the coffee, you're drinking the whatever, and you still have chronic fatigue and tiredness. So around 90% of your energy is created by the mitochondria. 90% of your energy. So it's really important to take care of them, right? And we take them for granted because not everybody talks about them, right? So they are small cellular structures and they are often referred to as powerhouses. So chronic fatigue and tiredness, that can be a sign there's something wrong with mitochondria. Now, the second thing that might give you an indication that you have problems with mitochondria is exercise intolerance, right? So I have friends that used to tell me, oh my goodness, I love exercising. Exercising gives me energy. But then recently they tell me, oh my goodness, I can't even exercise. So that's a sign that your mitochondria needs support. So if you get fatigue, it's important to look at the root cause of why your mitochondria might not be functioning, of course. But let's say, you're exercising and then you feel like you need a nap afterwards. You're like, you know what? I need an hour nap, right? And that is something called exercise intolerance. So exercising is not giving you energy. It's actually making you more tired. So that's an indication, right? So again, remember, I am trained in functional medicine, meaning that we also want to know the why. Why is your mitochondria not healthy? Why is it not functioning properly? Could it be toxins? Could it be parasites? Could it be heavy metals? Could it be viruses? It could be so many things. So that's the second thing that you know that you have a mitochondria issue. So the third indication that your mitochondria is not functioning properly or it needs some TLC is poor muscle tone and body pain. So when the mitochondria is not functioning well, the muscle wasting can happen all over the body. There's muscle waste. It's leading to weakness, it's leading to aching, and it's leading to pain. So when you have that is an indication that the mitochondria need support. So the lack of muscle tone can become so severe that even swallowing can be difficult. So that's something this is when we are getting into the severe stages, but that's something to keep in mind, right? So anyway, let me know, what are some signs that you experienced with fatigue? Are you tired? Do you have poor muscle tone? Do you get energy after exercise or you don't? Definitely, I'd love to hear in the comments again. Another indication that the mitochondria is not functioning well is poor growth and learning disabilities. This is also in children and teenagers. So healthy mitochondria is essential for maintaining the health of your body. Remember, because I said, I started from the beginning, we start with the cells, and this is how we have our systems, right? So if the cells and the mitochondria are not functioning well, the whole body is not functioning well. So they are very essential to the health of your body. And the mitochondria dysfunction, excuse the dog barking, someone must be by the door. So mitochondrial dysfunction can stunt growth and it can create learning disabilities. So a lot of kids with learning disabilities, might be having some mitochondria issues. And yes, it can start with someone young, because I'll tell you why in a minute. And another thing that is brain fog. Definitely brain fog can be an indication of mitochondria dysfunction. And even stroke-like symptoms and seizures can definitely be an indication. Again, those are indications. You don't have to have all of them. You can have only one. So anyway, if you're live with me, or even if you're watching the replay, you can kind of let me know if you and then the last one that is an indication that you have a mitochondria dysfunction, like bipolar, Alzheimer's, cancer, and more. So hidden problems, again, that's why I wanted to kind of tell you the underlying conditions that can damage your mitochondria, like parasites and toxins. They can damage your mitochondria and disrupt their function, because once they are damaged, it can disrupt their functions, and once their function is disrupted, there's no energy. So beyond just creating energy in your body, the mitochondria have way more functions within the body. So without the mitochondria that are functioning well, the immune system suffers as well, right? So it's not just the energy, it's your immune system that suffers. And the body cannot repair the cells as well. When the body cannot repair the cells, what happens? We end up with chronic disease. And for example, it does lead for things like Parkinson's, or even cancer can begin, because guess what? Our cells are not being able to repair themselves. So honestly, I think we take mitochondria for granted. But you know what? I'm here to tell you how to support it, all right? So 3 ways to support the mitochondria, those powerhouses that we need to have energy on, also to repair our cells and to avoid chronic disease and to live an optimal, healthy life. All right, so the 3 ways to support the mitochondria is, first, we gotta support the drainage pathways. We gotta be pooping right and being right. So we gotta getting all the toxins out. So you gotta provide our body what it needs in order for the drainage pathway to work properly to get the toxins out of our body. And we're talking about the liver, we're talking about the gallbladder, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, the colon, and more. So, but I don't want to kind of overwhelm you, but think about the drainage pathways as, peeing regularly, so meaning drinking lots of water, and then regularly pooping, because this is how we get our toxins out as well. So if you're constipated, meaning you are not going every day, number 2, let me know, because that was me, let me know in the comments, because a lot of my clients, sometimes when I ask them, are you constipated? And they're like, no, not really. And then I have to ask them, how often do you go? Number 2, how often do you go to the bathroom? And they're like, well, just once every 3 days. And I'm like, well, that's constipation. So you gotta go every day. You gotta eliminate every day. And this is how we also drain and, get rid of the toxins. So that's the number 1. The first way to support your mitochondria is to support your drainage pathways, to make sure that liver, gallbladder, kidneys, lymphatic system, and colon are functioning properly in order to remove those toxins. And the second way is pretty long, but I'm going to break it down. So the second way, and I'm going to give you a freebie. So the second way is an anti-inflammatory diet, right? So again, there are so many dietary theories out there. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to give you very simple ways in order to start on an anti-inflammatory diet. So think about it, cutting out processed foods. And again, nothing happens overnight. Remember, you got to do it one step at a time, one day at a time. And that's completely fine because this is how you get sustainable action. And this is how you get sustainable results, So cutting out processed foods and fast food, anything packaged, anything packaged is processed and has added sugar and added chemicals and added preservatives, etc. Unhealthy fats. Also, you got it when you remove unhealthy fats from your diet is a great way to support the mitochondria in your body. Again, there's no one size fits all because we're all different. We all thrive and function on, eating different foods. However, it's important to eat fresh, local, mostly organic, because the organic food does not have the pesticides and the herbicides that's in the conventional food, and lots of healthy vegetables that you like, actually. And then if you don't like to eat vegetables, you can work your way up. You want to add a nutrient-rich you got to have a nutrient-rich strategy in order to support the mitochondrial function while lowering your inflammation. So the goal with the anti-inflammatory diet, if you have any questions about what it entails, stuff like that, please post them in the comments and I'll reply as soon as I see it. You want to this is the goal is to lower the inflammation and then increase the function of your mitochondria and support your body. So you want to eat more fresh, less frozen, less packaged, things that you are cooking, more organic, more grass-fed. You want to also be sure to drink lots of fresh filtered water as well, because again, it also supports your drainage pathway to get rid of toxins. And when the respiratory action of the body moves to the mitochondria, all the complex chemical reactions in the energy pathway occur in the water. So that's why it's really important to drink water to also support your drainage and to have your drainage pathways flowing too. And if you don't know where to start, you're like, Denise, what the heck? You're just telling me to do an anti-inflammatory diet and I have no idea what to do. No worries, I got you. Just go to www.busyhealthymama.com and I have a free 7 simple meals for you that you can get you started. They're very simple and they're anti-inflammatory. So they're very simple to make and you're gonna love them. So that's why start there. And yeah, and that's how, and again, one step at a time, one day at a time. Nothing happens overnight. You did not develop fatigue. Fatigue didn't just happen overnight. It took a long time. Whatever chronic disease or chronic illness that I mentioned, I gave examples, it didn't just happen overnight because nothing happened overnight. It took years, months. So again, it does gonna take years and months to repair. So that's why it's important to be gentle with yourself and to take it one day at a time, one meal at a time, and one step at a time. So, and the third and final way to support your mitochondria is removing toxins. Again, we live in a toxic world, toxic environment. Toxins are everywhere, in the water, in the air, in the food, in the cleaning products, in the makeup, in the feminine products, everywhere, right? So it is important to remove the toxins that we have control over. For example, drinking filtered water instead of drinking tap water. Looking more into, you can go to ewg.org/skin deep to see how toxic your products are that you put on your face, or the makeup. Makeup is super toxic. And again, you can definitely ask me questions about all these things because toxins are everywhere and they're in the pots, they're in the pans that you use. So it is really important. This third way, removing toxins, sure, it sounds easier said than done. Again, one step at a time, one day at a time, and start maybe with the things that you use often. the shampoo, the conditioner, the makeup maybe, or the moisturizer. And then you can work your way, but it's really important to remove the toxins and the cleaning products as well, little by little. And again, remember, infections, parasites, and all of these things do affect the health of the mitochondria. They do affect the function of the mitochondria. So it's also important to address infections, address underlying conditions that you have. So that's it for the topic. I'm going to recap because I know I talked a little bit too much. So again, I told you what the mitochondria is. Your cells have something called the mitochondria. They produce 90% of your energy. How do you know that your mitochondria needs support? If you have chronic fatigue and tiredness, if you have exercise intolerance, if you have poor muscle tone and body pain, if you have body pains, it can be an indication. If you have poor growth and learning disabilities, if you have diseases like Alzheimer's, anxiety, bipolar, diabetes, cancer, and more, these are also all indications that your mitochondria needs support. The 3 ways you can support it is support your drainage pathways. Really quickly, if you forget everything, make sure that you're pooping daily and you're peeing clear. So that's how you support them. Number 2 is eating an anti-inflammatory diet. That means, less packaged, less processed, more fresh, more cooked meals, more organic, grass-fed, etc. Third way is removing toxins that are in the things that you use all the time, and the beauty products, cleaning products, feminine products, etc. Tampons, sanitary, those all have chemicals and that are affecting your body, affecting your cells, affecting your mitochondria. Again, I never go cold turkey. I never recommend that to my client. And I love baby steps, 1 day at a time and 1 step at a time. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't know where to start with an anti-inflammatory diet, no big deal. Just go to my website, www.busyhealthymama.com, and download free 7 simple meals for you to start somewhere. Start somewhere with anti-inflammatory diet. Again, because I did cover a lot, even though they sounded simple, removing toxins, making sure your drainage pathways are clear, and eating an anti-inflammatory diet. Sometimes it is overwhelming. Like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't even know if my mitochondria needs help. So no problem. I'm here for you. So all you need to do is book a call with me. I do have the links in the description of the video. Book a complimentary conversation call with Denise so we can discuss more about your health, more about your energy. I am the fatigue expert. I love to help women get their energy and life back, because if you don't have those, you can't do anything. You don't have the energy to get up in the morning and to do a live. You don't have the energy to thank you, Yanni. You don't have the energy to be the entrepreneur that you want to be. And that is why it's my passion to help women, mothers, and also entrepreneurs get their energy back so they can actually show up and with beautiful energy, so they don't have to drink 5 cups of coffee. I mean, I do drink 1 cup of coffee, but anyway. So thanks again for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, comment. Let me know what your takeaway was. Let me know something that you learned that you did not know about. Because not everybody, like the mitochondria is not something discussed like in the mainstream. You're like, oh, mitochondria. Like, it doesn't happen that way, right? So that's why I wanted to bring something special to you. And so yeah, comment watching the replay. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye.